Hey, this Mark Rodriguez here, and with me once again is.
Wendy from Here's an Halfcast from the land of the rising sun. Hi
Oh yeah,
guys.
you're straight in Japan. That's always cool. But
Uh, I guess so.
hmm yeah, like the last episode reviewed of TMNT Requiem, which is a very big episode with the surprising death of Splinter, like the actual real non-fake out death this time. But now we're gonna follow up with the last episode of season 4, which is Owari, and it's just so epic that I just wanted to review it. And like the last time, we'll just kind of talk a little bit about it and give our thoughts later on. Eventually, whenever we do Venka's podcast, the Heroes and a Half Cast, I'm sure we'll do it in full detail, but it's like a quick thing. You have any little thoughts before you do a quick synopsis there?
um, I like the episode. That's about all I can say.
All right, and yes, spoilers are allowed, and by now everyone's already seen it. It's already aired on official like American TV. I know that for some weird reason it was aired in Spain in English. I guess with English subtitles. I don't know, but
Uh, oh, it was no, it's a simulcast. Because even here in Japan, we may get some shows like from like the UK or some other place, and maybe they'll have you have the choice between listening to it Japanese dubbed or listening with the English audio, the original audio, or either Japanese dubbed. So it was the same thing for Spain. I mean, because the English version has been around like forever, probably. Nick just wasn't showing it, and in Spain, it was just you had that audio option. If you had the option on your television to change to original or either keep it Spanish dubbed, you can go between that. And that's exactly how the episode got online so early because of that option that they have.
oh, that's pretty cool. Well, let me start with the synopsis real quickly here. The turtles, well, they attend Splinter's funeral, so that kind of eliminates any doubts that the last episode was a fake out or they're gonna do some kind of whatever to bring him back. No, he's gone for good. Splinter appears as I guess a vision, a spirit, something, used to force Luke or something to tell Leo that Shredder is still alive and you gotta find him. So they go to Karai. She tells them where to find them. The turtles, April and Casey, head out. They fight against some of the hench mutants. Baxter gets turned back into a human. I guess we'll discuss that with more detail in a bit. And yeah, big epic final fight. Very similar to one of the Mirage comics where all four turtles came in, but in the end it was up to Leo and Leo alone to do it. And very similar to the Mirage comics, Leo actually did they did the famous scene where they both jump at each other and Leo cut off his head. So Shredder, at least for now, is dead. And yeah, it just ends that way with the turtles getting ready because I guess there'll be more bad guys out there, but they're a family now and they'll deal with whatever happens next.
Mm, nice synopsis. pretty much, pretty much, that's pretty much it. Oh, I love this episode a lot. I mean, I liked Requiem more, but I like this episode a lot. Mm.
Well, you were saying earlier, like on the message board or something, you were saying like you felt both episodes could have been longer.
Actually, yes, I really do. Like last episode, I felt that the pacing was kind of, I don't know. Like I said, it just felt like some things were missing. Like I said, we never saw what happened at Rockwell exactly. We never saw exactly what happened with Fishface. All of a sudden he was there, then the next moment he wasn't. So it just felt like both episodes could have benefited from being longer, and including this one. I wanted more emotional scenes, but it kind of just went straight into, oh, we got to take Shredder down. After they find out he's still alive, based on Splinter's spiritual self visiting Leo and telling him, "Now, my son, this. Oh, by the way, Shredder's still alive, right? What? but Casey crushed him in the truck.
Yeah, and one thing I that's what I missed the first time. I still saw some of the Korean parts. I kind of went more into them storming the hideout and all that stuff, but I didn't catch the part. After seeing the other episode with Shredder in the garbage truck, with them as far as they know he's dead. Like I was like wondering, well, how did he find out that he's still alive or something? But I guess Splinter just told him and everything.
Yes, so Splinter came to Leo and he was, giving him some little bit of wisdom. Leo's like, I don't know how I can go on without you around. And Splinter saying, you're the head of the family now. Your brothers need you. Oh, and Shredder's still alive. What?
Yeah, you might want to do something about that.
He has to be dealt with.
Yeah, and well, yeah, they storm the place and they fight more footbots. Those lazy, well, I guess they're the Foot Elite, which is basically the same Bradford robot design with the hats on. I always hate that lazy junk. They fight Baxter and they sprayed him, or yeah, I guess it was spray. I didn't really see the exact scene when he got the stuff on him. I guess they sprayed him with the
No,
mutagen, retro mutagen.
yeah, actually, what happened was like Donnie only had 2 doses with him, and Mikey just took it and just threw it at Baxter to shut him up or something.
And the
And
weird
of
thing,
course, huh?
yeah, you tell him the unexpected reaction.
I, yeah, I thought that was I wasn't expecting that, and I thought that was actually a nice little surprise. I wanted to stay mutated, and Mikey knocked him out. I mean, personally, I think that whole scene felt shoehorned in. It didn't feel like it was originally supposed to have been there because the reasoning for Mikey to throw the retro mutagen on him still didn't make sense. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, they were bringing it to take out Shredder, not like, not demutate all the other mutants along the way or whatever. Which would have been an interesting idea, though. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, if this was like the final, like there was no other season or anything, and this was just like the final episode of the whole series, it probably would have made a bit more sense. It probably would have been kind of cool to have the turtles run around and just spray all the mutants down, and we could see Chris and Sever and actually a surprise because we never got to see Tiger Claw as a human. So you like that'd be kind of interesting to spray them all down and turn them all human. And I guess they could now be taken to regular jail because they won't be as dangerous as when they were giant animals and stuff. And that really would have like really ended. That would have ended most of the Foot Clan. They're all robots now anyway. I mean that really would have ended the whole episode if they did it that way. If that was like the end of the whole series.
For Tiger Claw, I've been saying for a while, ever since he first arrived in the show, that I would love to see him demutated just to see how he would act as a human, because he acts so tiger-like, and he seemed to be the hench mutant that really embraces his mutant side, And that was like a couple of seasons ago. So, oh my gosh, I hope they demutate him just to see how he would function.
Oh, and another thing I noticed, little bit of the Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon with Tiger Claw now having like little thing for the because he had his hand cut off, so he has like the little metal part that you could put different hands on. One of the hands was like the same metal claw hand that the dude used against Bruce Lee in the movie. That was like a clever nod right there.
Yeah, but then again, the bad thing about it is that it was so on the nose because of Bebop. Because that's pretty much what he was saying. He was like, "Oh, this is all Enter the Dragon stuff in here," and it's
Oh
like,
God,
"Okay, thank
yeah,
you."
I know. They really, I guess, to make sure the little kid, the real little kids who probably don't know who Bruce Lee is, get the joke or something.
Mm. Anything other things about the episode are like the fighting scenes were really good, and I was so glad that Casey and April wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, because it's like I still well Casey's like well I don't know he's always been like portrayed as I guess the lesser fighter as opposed to the others because he doesn't really do ninja style. He's just like I guess random brawling style and stuff. And April, I don't care
He'd
what
be a good
people.
street fighter.
Yeah, and April like I don't care. She's just not ready to be fighting against like super like Shredder and them. So it is good that it was just the turtles. And all did good moves. I did like the ending though. That was surprising. I didn't expect for Leo to throw in his real face, his name in there, because there have been throughout the series, old black and white photographs. I guess Shredder and Splinter were friends in the war and stuff, and Junk, they were friends at one time. So that was like cool. Instead of like, it's like, I don't know, it's like reverse psychology or something. Or instead of saying you killed our father or you killed our master, he's like, you killed your brother, you killed your friend. Like, Saki, why did you do that? How could you? You guys were friends before. How could you do that? Like, that
I
was
love
interesting.
that. I love that. Seriously, this is my favorite Leo in any incarnation that I've ever come across. You know, for me personally, period. This is my all-time favorite Leo.
And that's another thing, though. When you really think about it, this is the only version of the Turtles where Shredder and Splinter were actually friends, like before. And from the little we know in the Mirage comics, we just knew they were in the same clan and they liked the same girl. And they, well, not the real Shredder, it was like his older brother, but they,
Yeah, Nagi.
we never saw anything about them actually being friends, though. We just know they're in the same clan. You know how this could be 1,000 members in there. You're not necessarily friends with all your classmates or whatever, and that's all we know. But these guys, like, they like went to war together and everything. They were like buds, like for a while, like during their youth.
Mm.
That adds like an extra layer to it that didn't exist in any previous TMNT media.
Yeah, you're right. Well, as far as I know, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's why it acts extra punch, act like saying like Saki, he was your brother. How could you? Because at one time they were like brothers, and that's a new little layer that didn't exist. I never seen any other version. They barely knew each other, or Splinter was just a pet rat or whatever. And but this, like, geez.
Mm.
But the part that really got me was at the end. It's like I forgot the exact dialogue, but Leo was like you're a demon, you're a monster. Is that what you want to live your life? Is that what you really want to be or whatever? And Shredder even and I was not expecting that. He even hesitated. Was like, what? No, it's like the last minute of
Yeah.
humanity.
Yeah, it's like something was trying to come out there, and then all of a sudden he just went back. Yeah, I mean, I wanted him to answer the question, but nope.
And that's so cool
You know,
because
he
I've
kept fighting.
seen I've seen other shows like other animes and other series that sometimes a person just goes so insane with their evilness or whatever that whenever they're in their dying moments or the very last scene before whatever happens, they regain a little sense of, I guess, their former selves before they became evil for a split second before they blow up or whatever. And I never expected them to do that with the turtles, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, for that split second, you could possibly say that Shredder became his regular self before he became the Shredder, before he became super obsessed with, just kill Yoshi or whatever, before he got killed. That's pretty interesting, and for a kid show too, like it really took it deep with this one.
Hmm.
And that's a
True,
point that
definitely.
we should bring up whenever we do the full podcast with Ben Gunn. We should really bring up that point. It looked like Shredder for a brief second, turned back to his regular to Oroku Saki. He for that brief second he maybe noticed that he did throw his life away to be just evil and just live on anger, vengeance, evil, must have a clan and control cities.
Maybe I was thinking maybe he was second guessing his own actions.
Yeah.
I was thinking, or maybe he was finally thinking, you know what? Maybe revenge isn't the answer. I mean, it's not his fault that, I grew up in the way that I did. Maybe we should have just sat down over a cup of tea and discussed our issues with Dr. Phil. I don't know, but just something like that. But yeah, it really seemed like he was trying to come back, but of course, all that mutagen in his brain or whatever, it wasn't happening. Thank you, Baxter.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's weird though. I guess because they actually did manage to spray him with the retro mutagen and it didn't work. So I guess either it works differently because he had the mutagen pumped directly to his veins, or maybe he just got pumped with so much retro mutagen. I mean, whatever it's called, whatever mutagen on him that retro mutagen wouldn't work on him anymore.
I was thinking the same thing. I think because since it's mostly internal as opposed to he just got splashed with some. So that's what I was thinking. But I do think that maybe it helped a little bit because before we saw Karai trying to stab him in the heart, but she couldn't penetrate it. But then you have Leo able to decapitate him. So obviously, maybe the Retromugen did weaken him some or something, so that he'd be able to actually get a clear cut off of him.
Oh, I didn't think of that, but that is right. His body was pretty much invulnerable, and now like all of a sudden, whoop, we could cut his head off.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I'm going with because because seriously, that's bad if oh yeah, we'll let Leo do it. Oh, we can't let Karai do
Yeah.
it.
But although you know how it is, it's still a very clever nod to the Mirage comics. And yeah, they did kind of cut it away real well, still a kids cartoon and stuff. They did the whole flying slash thing. They didn't really show it as much as like the 2003 cartoon. You literally see the Shredder's head fall off his shoulders, but I mean, honestly, the only reason they could have gotten away with that was because later we found out it was like a weird robot. Shredder's walking around, picking up his head and walking off. You're like, what the hell? Like we didn't know about the Ultron thing, but we did know that he wasn't human. He's got to be something else. So I think the only way they could have gotten away with that. But this one, since Shredder, mutated or not, is still like an actual living thing. Yeah, they cut away real quickly. I kind of wish they could have showed it more because I mean they did show Tiger Claw's severed arm or whatever. But I don't know. I guess it would have probably been too intense for Nickelodeon standards actually having a severed head or something. Or you could have did
Yeah.
they could have did like like the shadows off the wall or something. You see his head falling off, but like the shadows of it, not the actual like sometimes they do.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was saying, okay, is this a fake out? Are they going to try to bring him back? And then I saw little pictures for the fifth season, so I don't think that's going to be the case. Or maybe it is. I don't know, but yeah, speculation. But we saw his body, so he was definitely
Yes.
dead.
And I guess we won't discuss too much, but for people that probably don't know, the next season I guess it won't be. I mean, it'll be something different now. This Shredder stuff is over, but they'll still be facing Tiger Claw. There was a little preview of this giant. Did you see the preview? Did they show it for you? Like they were releasing some weird bat demon thing.
Yeah, I did see the preview, and that's how I was like, oh, so yeah, Shredder's dead, man.
Yeah.
That's his body.
Yeah, so the next season's gonna be like I guess random episodes and things, but there'll be some story arcs I guess, but not involving Shredder anymore, and not having Splinter unless it's like flashbacks. But the main things we know is the Tiger Claw by himself. There'll be another '80s crossover this time with Shredder, be up Rocksteady, which would be interesting because I wonder if they'll see their modern selves and see what they think of each other, because that's interesting to think about. And Oh, and Usagi Yojimbo, Miyamoto Usagi, is actually going to be in there somewhere too. So this will be a cool season, even if it's no more Shredder versus Splinter stuff. It'll still be a cool season on its own.
I agree, and I'm still looking forward to all of it. So any other thoughts about this episode?
Not much. I think we covered mostly. I mean, those most intense moments were like those final words Leo and Shredder said to each other before the final hit. And I mean, the only side things we mentioned already, the whole Enter the Dragon with Tiger Claw and Baxter. It's weird though. Like you said, it does feel shoehorned in because I don't think Baxter liked being a giant, disgusting bug, and all of a sudden he's all like, "No, I like being a bug." I'm like, "What?"
Because I have more intelligence.
I don't know how that happened because sometimes it looked more like I don't even know anymore.
Well, I wonder how he got out of if he got out, but I'm gonna assume that he does.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of like these. That's another thing I want to kind of say. There's been a lot of these little minor fake outs. Like this episode had Tiger, like not Tiger Claw, but Fishface. They actually removed his breathing devices and just left them there, just gasping for air, and you would assume he would die. But we've seen clips of I guess the voice actors, and in the like it's some girl that voices whoever she voices, but in the background you still hear the guy doing Sever's voice for all new lines, so he's still coming back next
Yeah,
season.
along with Sean Astin as Raph. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So whoever like they think that maybe Razar got drowned, when in the last
I
episode, he
did.
might still come back.
Actually, if you watch the clip of the fifth season, he is standing there around the body. I'm like, how?
Oh.
Unless my eyes are getting really bad, and that won't surprise me. It looked like Razar was there along with Fishface and the others.
Yeah, so yeah, they're still alive. It looks like,
Now
I don't know.
that's what I call real fake outs.
Yeah.
Okay, not the thing with Splinter. That was those are fake outs to me. Especially Razar. He got hit by a train. He was drowned.
By
This dude
Leatherhead.
won't die.
Yeah, that was like crazy.
Oh, one more thing I would like to say about this episode that I'm shocked got past censors. There's just one line in this a whole episode that I'm serious. I watched South Park when Zever said Fishface told them he was gonna give them bass to mouth. I was like, what?
Oh god. Yeah, you know what? When I heard that, I was like, no, it can't. It can't be. No,
Yeah.
it can't. I must have misheard that, and I was gonna check the. I forgot. I was gonna check the forums to make sure I was okay, like I was right. But yeah, I was like, did he just say we're gonna? I'm gonna give you bass to mouth? And I'm like, I know it's a pun, but it's a pun of something that you don't want to be punning in the kids' cartoon. That's like what the hell?
I'm looking forward to Andre, and I hope he mentions this.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is. That is. Yeah, I forgot about that scene. That was like the most random, most what. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they got that past the censors. I don't know what kids are going to think because I doubt parents want their kids quoting that. That is a bizarre joke. I mean, it's weird too because it's like it's not really something. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, there's lots of jokes you could put in there to get past the censors, but that was just a weird one.
No, that was just blatant.
That
No,
was
and the thing,
weird.
it's just, and it didn't make sense for the context of the scene.
That too. That was just. I mean, that was just random.
I'm starting. Okay, you know what? Out of all the
It's like
hints,
saying, "Are you
I
sure
think
that
Sever's
dude from
still right.
American Pie isn't still working there? I thought he got fired. He must have been in the writing department."
Oh my god! Yeah, that sounds like something he would write to or say.
What's his
Because
name? Jason Biggs or
he's
something? I
weird.
forgot his name.
Um, Oh gosh, what is his name? Oh gosh, his name has slipped my mind.
Oh, whatever. Leonardo's first voice actor. But yeah, that's like something he would write. But that's weird. It didn't make sense. And you said it's so like threatening too. Like I don't. That was a weird thing to say.
I cannot undo that line in my head. And I thought the we're not that kind of subline
Oh, I
was
mean, well, at least that one still kind of. I mean,
that
that one
made
makes
sense.
sense in
It
the
made sense.
context,
It
you
was
know.
funny. It made sense in the context of what was happening, and it was funny because of the reactions, of everyone there. But this one, it just creeped me out.
It was just, it's just so weird. It is that's. I mean, I don't know. And they even zoomed in his mouth when he said it too. Like they made it all epic. It's like he was throwing out all these threats, and that's like the last one he ended with, and that was like the most weirdest one. I don't know. I got no idea.
So if you have children, if you have not watched this, please, I don't know what to tell you
Be
because
prepared to answer questions.
I would, if I had a child, I would not know how to answer my child's question if they asked me, "Hey, mom, what's best to mouth?"
You know, I can imagine
Uh,
like the mother doing dishes. She just randomly drops them and she hears that. What? And it's
I
like
know I
turtles.
would have.
You're not gonna tell your kid not to watch the turtles because it's the turtles. You know, it's like telling your kid don't watch this episode of SpongeBob because they have some inappropriate joke in there somewhere. But it's like I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. But wow,
The
yeah.
thing,
So.
I think on the forums, whenever I do actually write out my whole opinion on this episode, I will definitely ask. So, for you people with children, they have questions.
What are your answers?
Yeah, what were your answers for for that line? Like I said, I think it's rumored that the show is gonna be wrapping up soon anyway. So I think at this point they don't care what they say and do because they know it's just gonna get shown anyway.
Might, might be, but
It feels
wow,
like
that's
it feels like they're trying to push the envelope because like
yeah,
we
that
saw Splinter's
envelope's been
death on
pushed.
screen. No, someone please kill Zephyr, please.
Oh my god.
Every time he shows up, especially lately, it just seems like he says or does something weird. Like when he was dancing with April.
And
It's
saying
like,
he's the
wait,
most interesting fish in the world.
and he misses loving as a man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, we get it. We know what you're missing.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
Okay.
god. That is interesting though, because honestly, there are so many characters in fiction that like, whenever they get turned into some kind of monstrosity, they lose their stuff. And Sever's like the first one to actually point out that he misses it and he wants to, go out there and screw.
Yeah, pretty much.
I forgot. Didn't one time when they were like before Tiger Claw came in, they were like announcing we got our brand new mutant, henchman is gonna come in, blah 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 blah. He like hoping it was like some hot mutated fish girl or something.
I think so, because he doesn't like loving as a fish. He misses loving as a human, but he take what he can get.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think that was the strongest implication there.
And that's another thing too. Most cartoons, like yeah, you just don't hear that. It would just be like, oh man, I miss being a normal person. I can't even go on the street, but not like I want to be loved like a man and all that. It's like so interesting. The cartoon show was not ready for Sever.
No, it wasn't. Not for that personality. It should not be in the show, especially not on a Sunday morning. That's when it airs there,
Well,
right?
that's why. And then that was just in time for you to go to church and cleanse yourself of what you just heard.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have watched Ninja Turtles and I heard something about something heinous, like something about Bast's mouth. I mean,
Oh my god. Well, anyways, I think we're pretty much done with the episode. I think we spent like as much time about just that one line as we did with the epic death of the Shredder and everything. But I'm gonna add Fishface to the stupid thumbnail after that. I'm gonna add a picture of him to the thumbnail now because it makes as much sense. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, well, you guys probably know because you guys already see the thumbnail when you watch this video. But yeah, I think that wraps up this episode. Unless you got any other final thoughts there.
like I said, I wish they could focus on the emotion, and I hope they get back into it in maybe at least the first episode of the next season to show more of the emotional side. Like I said, they didn't have time to fully just show that, and I just really wish they could have. Instead of them going straight into, oh, we have to infiltrate, we have to get them.
Yeah.
And I still have this feeling that maybe that killing was going to be the last resort. I really strongly believe that because of the fact they had retro mutagen to begin with.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
That's
that's
about it for
basically.
me.
Sorry.
That's about it for me.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that's about it for me too. Like I said, it was a real cool episode, and the only thing I could add was just that had they actually used the Retromutation to demutate everybody, not just Baxter, that would have probably been like a good like way to wrap up the whole series. Because basically, it would have been like it's over, we defeated them all. And this one still ended with like Tiger Claw is still out there. There's still other bad guys, so I mean it's the perfect lead in for another season. But yeah, I mean had they intended to end it here, that would have been a good way to do it. Demutate everybody. All the bad guys. Send them all to jail and stuff, or let them do whatever they're gonna do now. Because like the Uproxx, they never wanted to be there in the first place. They were forced and whatever.
Oh, and one more thing. It was Jason Biggs.
Yeah, it was Jason Biggs. He must have snuck into the office and yeah, you just write that line in there. Like, but what are the kids gonna say? I don't care. They fired me after the first season. Just put that line in there. Right. Well, anyways, guys, so this is Mark Rodriguez here. I guess by half-cast standards, I'm the Orange Ninja.
And I'm the Purple Ninja from the land of the rising sun.
Yep, there you go. And see y'all next time. I don't really know. Like I said, we're not really doing this as like a thing, but who knows? If the next season opens up with something so epic and so whatever, do we just gotta talk about it? We will talk about it. But one thing I do promise, at least the crossover with the '80s Turtles the second time around, I'm definitely gonna be talking about that. And whenever we do get to the final episode that ends this series, you can bet that we'll be talking about that. So, yeah, see y'all next time, guys.
Jamais.